Hello, I'm attorney Kiara Swinton. One of the biggest misconceptions people have after a Virginia car accident is that the outcome of their case depends entirely upon the crash itself. But in many cases, it's what happens after the crash that significantly can impact the value and the strength of a person's claim. Unfortunately, many of these mistakes happen within the hours, days, or even weeks after the collision when someone is distracted, trying to get back to work, or simply trying to move on with life. In this video, I'll walk you through what some of those biggest mistakes are and explain how they can impact a person's personal injury claim. One of the most common mistakes is oftentimes made within minutes of the accident. Someone might ask if you're okay after you've been injured, and you respond naturally with something like, "I'm fine, it's alright, it's not that big of a deal." These responses are perfectly understandable, and oftentimes they're made while someone is shaken up, running off of adrenaline, and not yet fully aware of their physical condition. But later, if symptoms worsen, such responses might appear in crash reports, witness statements, or insurance investigations. This isn't to say that statements like that will completely destroy a person's claim, but they can give the defense an argument against the serious nature of a person's injuries. Similarly, many people try to minimize the impact of an accident even after leaving the scene. They go back to work immediately, they skip follow-up appointments, and they push through pain because of obligations such as work, parenting, and other daily responsibilities. Then, weeks later, they learn the pain is not improving. By that point, insurance companies may begin to question things such as whether the person was injured, whether the injury is serious, and whether something else might have caused the injury. Many accident claims become more difficult not because someone was never hurt, but because documentation around the injuries became inconsistent. Another mistake people make is throwing away evidence. People often don't realize how quickly evidence can disappear after a car crash. Vehicles get repaired, dash cams get overwritten, photos get deleted, and damaged property gets discarded. For example, a cracked child's car seat, broken glasses, a damaged phone, or torn clothing can later be used to demonstrate the force and the severity of a crash. And once these items are discarded, they can be nearly impossible to recover. Another mistake people often underestimate is social media activity after a crash. A person might post something such as vacation pictures, gym photos, something from a night out with friends, or something as simple as saying they're doing better. The issue isn't necessarily the posts themselves, but rather that an insurance company or a defense attorney may try to use such posts to argue that the injured person was exaggerating the person's injuries, that the person recovered quickly, or that the injuries didn't impact the person's daily life. Even something innocent can be taken out of context. After an accident, some insurance companies move quickly to try to close a claim. To someone dealing with a damaged vehicle, missed work, or financial pressure, a quick settlement may seem appealing. But one of the major mistakes people make is resolving a claim before fully knowing the extent of injuries, the length of time it'll take to recover, and whether future treatment will be required. Once a release is signed, a claim is typically permanently closed. That is true even if symptoms worsen after settlement. Oftentimes, people believe that if the vehicle damage doesn't appear severe, the person's injury claim will automatically be weak. Insurance companies make the same argument. But physical injuries and vehicle damage don't always correlate perfectly. Some injuries, especially to soft tissue, concussions, or spinal injury, may still occur even where the vehicle damage appears small. This is why consistent treatment and documentation can become far more important than simply the appearance of the vehicles. Insurance adjusters are trained to gather information quickly. People often mistakenly believe that these conversations are informal or harmless, but statements such as, "I wasn't really hurt," "I might slightly be at fault," or "I don't think my injuries are serious," can all come into play in negotiations. This is particularly important in Virginia because Virginia is a contributory negligence state, meaning that if the injured party is found to even slightly be at fault, they may be barred from any recovery. The last mistake people often make is waiting until things go wrong to get help. Many people wait until medical bills have piled up, insurance companies have disputed treatment, liabilities become contested, or insurance negotiations have stalled before speaking with an attorney. By that time, some evidence may be gone and strategic decisions may have already been made. Not every accident requires litigation, but understanding the process early can help avoid mistakes that can be hard to undo later. Car accident claims are shaped by ordinary decisions being made by someone who is often stressed, injured, and trying to return to normal life. Often, the issue isn't one catastrophic mistake, but rather a series of small decisions that collectively weaken the documentation, credibility, and presentation of the claim over time. The steps taken after a car accident can affect the way a claim develops. Understanding common mistakes can help people better protect themselves and avoid unnecessary complications later. If you'd like to learn more about Virginia car accident claims, you can find more information on this channel. And if you or a loved one have suffered injuries after a car accident in Virginia, you can contact my office at 571-322-6289 for your free consultation.